Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is the review for T.I. and Tiny and them, friends and family, and extra peoples and dogs and cats hustling all around these pods. Season 3, episode 11. There's still the fallout from hiding the gate, okay? The season finale comes on next week, but let's just get into this episode. Y'all already know, if you have not done so already, to please subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Make sure to inhale and exhale. Okay? Inhale and exhale, okay? To relax, to relate, to release, and to center yourself. Okay? Now, do not forget to also like, comment, and share this video. To follow me on IG and Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. And all of that is in the description box below. So this episode, to me, I feel like they need to focus on the whole T.I. Dasia situation, but we had other little stuff sprinkled on through, so I'm trying to get this done as quickly as I can. We see Dasia, saying how, she just can't wait to get back home, to just be away from all of this, because, she's still upset with her dad, she still feels embarrassed. Now, we do see T.I.'s mama go check on her and tells her, like, you don't have to feel embarrassed. And she's not telling her to not feel embarrassed, but she's saying, you don't have to feel that way about what's going on. But I understand completely that you feel that way. She's just trying to make sure that Dasia know, we here for you or whatever, and she advises Dasia to go talk to her dad, to let him know how upset she is. And she like, no, I haven't talked to him about it just yet or whatever, and I feel like he should come to me. Like, I shouldn't have to go to him. And I completely agree. She ain't do shit. She ain't say shit. T.I. should have 100% went and checked on that girl. Even if they didn't have no full-fledged discussion about what he said, he still have went and talked to her to be sure that she was okay with the fact that he talked about it. And it could have went from there. The fact that, he know what's out in the open. He know it's being talked about. He know what's a lot of news about it. Why would you not go talk to her about it? That's the fucked up part, okay? She said she's like, what she don't like is how, people not talking about it or whatever, they put her face on like olive oil or vegetable oil because it's supposed to be pure or whatever bottles, which is kind of crazy. And how she has, grown men now, talking about her or just being inappropriate or whatever, because again, her damn daddy didn't say she's a whole virgin, and there's all these goddamn creeps out here fucking with that girl now. Okay, so again, she's like, I just want to be done with it or whatever. So we do see Regina and Toya talking about it or whatnot, and Regina, like, I would have been upset if it happened to me. I would also have, not wanted to be around people. I would have been, kind of to myself, I would have also been embarrassed. But she also said, nobody can know. She said, no one should know what's going on down there unless I tell them, okay? No one should be, commenting on down there but me, okay? And no one can check me by my coochie. I think, look, let them know, okay? And the thing about it is, Dasia is embarrassed because she's not an open person like that. You can tell Regina would have handled it differently. Even if she would have been embarrassed, she would have probably still went off. Dasia's just internalizing it all. And I think that's why everybody's like, well, she ain't said nothing yet. But T.I. is still the person who should have still went and talked to her, but I digress. Toya said, I was shocked, as a woman, as a mother, when I heard it, and she brought up, like, my only advice or tip, as a friend, would have been, to always make sure that you and your daughter are on the same page, that what you do never embarrasses her. And what he did embarrassed Dasia. No one should know if that girl a virgin or not. No one should know what about that doctor. Like, no one should have known that should have been some in-house family shit, that it was not public knowledge at the all. Okay. Regine brings up how, you know what I'm saying, like with her mom, like she didn't tell her mom when she started having sex, but her mom did find out. Her mom then told her dad, and she said when her dad called her, it was a really weird, uncomfortable, awkward conversation, because like I feel like some things are like mom things, and you know, even though you don't want to talk to your parents about it, it's still even more different talking to your father about it. And I told y'all, when I was 15, before I was having sex, my dad found a porno that I wrote. I wrote out a full-fledged sex scene, a whole sex scene, and my dad found it, because I'm a writer. And it wasn't embarrassing. My dad showed my mom, and then they showed like the family. It was real, and it was like close family, like our close family, whatever. But I was embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed as if I did something. It was that I didn't want anyone to see my writing, but they shared it because it was good or whatever. He was also shocked, and they was like, "Are you having sex?" And I was like, "No," and they believed me. But it's still an awkward conversation to have with your parents at that age. I mean, eventually, of course, conversation happened or whatever, but I'm just saying. So we have that. Now we do see all the ladies hanging around by the pool, and while Monica and Toya is getting the massages or whatever, it's real awkward as LaToya and Tiny and whoever else walks up, and they sit around and they're like avoiding the whole T.I. conversation or whatever. And she said, "Well, we might as well just talk about it," you know what I'm saying? And they all kind of give their opinions or whatever, Now they all say how their dad did not come with them to their doctor's appointments or whatever, and they wouldn't have wanted their father to come with them, and they all say that. And here go Tiny's stupid ass defending T.I.'s stupid ass, talking about, well, Dasia did something to prompt him to do that. I'm like, Tiny, shut the fuck up. You are a whole woman with a whole coochie with 2 whole daughters, plus a stepdaughter. What is wrong with you, girl? I'm like, we know that T.I. brought up how Dasia had snuck out the house, or she went somewhere, was hanging out with some little boy. And that's what prompted them to take her to the doctor to make sure her hymen was in place, that T.I. would say. Okay, so Tiny then said, well, it wasn't that, she did something to prompt it to happen. I'm like, you dumb ditty broad. Get some, it's behind every dumbass man is a dumbass Tiny. Now, Monica and Toya both bring up how, there is no test that can tell you if a girl is a virgin or not based on her hymen being broken or not. That this ain't how it go. And Monica said how, Daisy's virginity should not have been an open conversation. That should have been in-house family conversation only. Like, if that happened, a couple years, because she's 18 now. It didn't happen recently. It happened when she was like 14, 15 years old. So that's not something to discuss anywhere on air about your daughter. Don't do that. Now, if she would have had the conversation, or if y'all were together talking about father-son sex, father-daughter sex talks, I get that. But she was on the damn podcast joking about your daughter's coochie. We don't like it. Tiny then says, well, Dasia should have told him that she didn't want him to go. Tiny, you told... When she said that, I said, oh, Lord Jesus. She then said, because what if if she would have gotten pregnant, people would have been talking shit about, why didn't he protect her? I said, first of all, Tiny, you wanted Dasia to tell Tip that she didn't want him to go with her to a doctor's appointment, as if he would listen. You begged that man for years to stop cheating on you, and he did not listen. If he don't listen to his wife, who he openly embarrassed and continually cheated on you and messed around on you and fucked with people that you knew, as you said, he ain't listened to you as an adult. What makes you think he would listen to his daughter, who was like 14, 15. What makes you think that? The fact that Tiny is making excuses and basically trying to blame Dasia. Basically saying that because Dasia did not speak up for herself, her daddy just out here running wild, chit-chatting about her damn hype. I'm like, Tiny, you are a girl. I feel bad for Eris. because you are allowing T.I. too much leeway, and you're giving him excuses as to why what he did wasn't as fucked up. Oh well, if Dasia had did this, if Dasia wouldn't have went out with a boy, if Dasia had spoke up, I'm like, bitch, she's 14. How did you and her mama, her birth mama, not say, Tip, you don't need to go? How did y'all not stop this shit? But I digress. Okay, it just made me mad. So at the end of the day, she made it seem as if, well, he was just trying to protect her, whatever. It was just Tiny, fuck you always. You done fucked up a skip. I can't even listen to Who Can I Run To Now. Okay, I can't listen to no song because I'm mad at Tiny. Anyway, we then see it's the last dinner there, and Tiny brings up how Tip wants to give Deja some space. And when Deja is ready to talk to her daddy, she can do that. I'm like, bitch, what? Not Deja, like, I'm not gonna go talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to. He needs to come to me. And she has every right to feel that way. And the fact that he hasn't done it yet, to me, still means when he ready to do it, she not gonna want to do it. Because you done waited too goddamn long to do it. We then see all the kids and the family at the table or whatever. So Zanique say is real awkward, so I want to make things seem like normal or whatever. So the kids is talking. She asks King about some girl he like or whatever. We see, Reginae then bring up, oh, you like this girl, like, but how was it, what do you want in a committed relationship, whatever, like, is you trying to have sex with her? They're sitting up there having an open conversation, because we all know the King fucking. And he like 14, 15. So King fucking ain't no, they can openly have this kind of conversation, but Deja, God forbid. Anyway. So, and that when he said how you would I ain't doing it yet. Deja then say, me either, because and everybody know that now. Everybody know that I ain't did that yet or whatever. And then it's that whole thing. So then the teenagers, the older ones, start to sing a song, which I was like, what the fuck was going on? I'm assuming it was a joke. They in Mexico. In Mexico, you can legally drink at 18, so they've been drinking over there. So they then say how we want to get drunk, or something to the effect of them drinking and getting drunk. Because again, they in Mexico, and you can drink at 18 in Mexico, and they've been drinking. So T.I. then says, Deja, come here. Deja, come here, let me talk to you real quick. And she get up like, okay, so she like, okay, he must gonna at least start the conversation about, what he said. This motherfucker says, you need to, be focused on, be responsible and, focus on 18-year-old things and not 21-year-old things, because there's kids here who look up, to you. But I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And why did you point out Deja as if it wasn't like 8 other kids saying the exact same goddamn thing? Why is it that Deja has to act like an adult, but you ain't say shit about King that's sitting up there talking about some girl he like, who he may or may not be having sex with? Tip, this is the reason why I always say people have to be careful when they put themselves on reality show, because you get your ass on TV and show us your true self, and I don't like you. You're a fucked up individual, and how you are zeroing in on Deja, but you have not talked to her about what the fuck you said. And I'm a T.I. fan of his music. I like his acting, but I feel like we are seeing how inadequate he is at mentally and emotionally being a parent to them girls, or some kids in general. And Tiny sitting there ain't shit. Tiny sitting there is like a coaster, sitting there hoping the water don't melt. Bitch, it's gonna melt. You a coaster, be a coast. I'm like, she just irks my nerves. I'm like, bitch, go somewhere else. And so when T.I. said that to Deja, she was like, all right, cool, I'm ready to go. And then they leave. And she's like, we need some space. You know what I'm saying? My dad has always told me that there are consequences to your actions. So hopefully he would now take his own advice, because there are consequences to his actions. And I can't talk to him right now. I say, girl. So then they're back in the States. So then T.I. nieces come over. The same nieces who was over there, whatnot, who was talking to Deja. And T.I. still has not talks to Dasia. Dasia's, back at home. She's back in school, or whatever. And so, they like Dasia's upset. Like, she's really upset or whatever. And she's very embarrassed. He said, but it was a joke. It was a joke. I'm saying the same way I would joke about the boys peeing in the bed. They like, but it was a joke to her. You know what I'm saying? You may have been joking, but she ain't finding it funny or whatever. And Tiny then says in one breath, I thought Dasia would have came and talked to Tip already. And in the next breath, in the same fucking confessional, she then say, Dasia doesn't do a lot of talking, so I'm surprised that she went and talked to her cousins. So you thought Dasia would talk, or thought she wouldn't? If you know, or you surprised, or you know she don't do a lot of talking, so why would you think that she would talk to her daddy? If she ain't, girl, I'm just like, Tiny's dumb. And it's sad because the confessionals are shot after the season. So you've seen how shit is played out, and you still in the confessional saying, I would have thought that Dasia would have came and talked to daddy by now, even though Dasia don't talk much. Bitch, what the girl? T.I. then say, well, Dasia should have came and told me how he felt. What? I'm like, this cannot be life. This cannot be life. What is going on in their household? I'm just like, it's just dumb. They then tell him, like, look, girls hold on to stuff. Girls hold on to grudges, especially with their dad. So, you really need to talk to her because you don't want this ruining your relationship. I say, well, too bad. Too damn bad. You know what I'm saying? He then said he not realized, you know what I'm saying, oh, it's bad. I didn't realize how bad it was, so I'll go talk to her. Whatever. So, look, I don't care about Tiny helping King want to be a better artist and great for the show. Fuck that show. He had the show, you know what I'm saying? He only had 193 people there, so he did not have 300 or whatever. The fact that King think he next, he not next. King needs to focus on being better and doing things on his own. King, your mama can't help you sell records. Okay? Your mama couldn't help her own solo act sell records. Okay? So, Tiny consistently trying to help King do things to beat his daddy is stupid. And King wants to prove that his dad, can't control him. I'm like, I don't even think Tip trying to control King, but King is the one kid who needs to be controlled. King has always been that one kid. Even when he was young, I said, oh, he's gonna be a handful, and he is. King has the things where he thinks he's further along to where he is and he isn't. The fool did not know the difference between a state and a city. I'm like, and then thought it was math. No, that's geography. King wants to be wild and free, and he ain't ready for that. While Dasia is mild mannered, seems to be a good kid, and she been walked like a hawk. T.I. is parenting the wrong kid the wrong way. Okay. Anyway, so I'm like, it was what it was. We then see Red made dinner for Toya. Oh, he gonna propose. Oh my God, he gonna propose. He didn't propose at all, but he do say he has a whole special proposal plan that we will see in the next episode or whatever. They do like a little book signing because her and Rain got like a new little book out. I didn't care. It was cute. And I can't wait until next week to see the proposal stuff. But I feel like the Dasia T.I. thing is too important to be, focused on other little bullshit. But I'm very so happy next week to see the whole proposal. Because I like Red. I really like Red or whatever. But it's fine. So we then see the end of the episode that Dasia's mama, Renika, and T.I. have a conversation, on his podcast. And you can tell the reason Renika ain't with Tip is because Tip can't deal with somebody who called him on his bullshit. He need him a Tiny who's going to accept some of his bullshit. I don't know why she do. I don't, but I digress. So T.I. say how he been calling Dasia. We see him calling Dasia and she not answering. She won't call back because she's pissed at you. And he like, I don't get why she not answering. I don't know what's going on. Negro, read the room. And for Tiny to be like, I want to watch an answer. And Tiny, read, take them eyeballs out, get them fixed, and read the room. Anyway, so Dasia's mom came to speak on Dasia's behalf. Okay, now T.I. bring up how he was joking. I was joking or whatever when I said it, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, because y'all know I would take any bullets about what I said on Dasia's behalf. So if anybody has anything to say, I'll take those bullets. That's not how social media work. That's not how bullying work. That's not how perverts work. That's not how none of this works. You can't control, the bullets being tossed her way. You can't. You just cannot. You can't control how she feels when she sees things said about her. You can't do that. You can't take on your daughter's pain, hurt, or happiness. You just can't. So you inflicted a feeling on her that you can't control. Okay? Anyway, Renika said how, you may have been joking and it may have been a bad dad joke, but that was a private situation. You went extra with it. With the whole, it's a yearly thing. It's you put a sticky note on the door, like you was saying all these things. So yeah, well, those are the things that I was exaggerating about. Those things aren't true. She said, I get that, but again, it was a bad dad joke. Okay, because he kept saying it's a joke. Okay, if it was a bad dad joke, and it was inappropriate. And I like how Renika wasn't allowing him to talk his way out of it. She was on that ass, okay? On that ass. And that's why I feel like he can't be with her. Because she ain't for the bullshit, okay? Anyway, she also brings up, like, Dasia is very sensitive, And so with all these people now coming at her, you put her in the line of fire, And that wasn't the thing to do. He finally admits, okay, I understand now that I should have never said nothing. I get that now. And Renika brings up how, she gives T.I. a split, little, acceptance of how he is. She brings up how, he wasn't raised around women. He wasn't raised around women, so he don't know what not to say. And I'll say this in support of what she said. We as women do have to understand some men may have no idea how or what to say about women. We have to understand, like, I don't know how to talk to a little boy about pissing with his dick. I have no idea. So I may say some insensitive things to my nephew about pissing, because I don't know. I don't have a dick. I don't know. So I can understand her thought process in saying he don't had no idea about women in that capacity. He had no sisters, because he wasn't raised with his sister Precious, so he wasn't really around sisters like that to kind of know. You don't say that. You don't say that. And I'm assuming his mama didn't talk. It's weird because T.I. was like, I get what she was trying to say. I'll say that. She admits that there are things that he just don't know what to say, and that's what happened or whatever. And not only that, Dasia was his first daughter, so he did not know any better of what to say about it or whatnot. He admits, growing up, like, there was no man around to teach me how to be a father. We also have to acknowledge some people don't know how to parent because they weren't parented. And that does not excuse what he did, but we have to acknowledge that that's true. We can't be upset about a person. You can be upset about a doctor who don't know how to doctor you because you were supposed to go to doctor school. There's no manual on how to be a mother or father. And if you were raised in the ghetto, and if you didn't have no father figure in your life, you never knew how to be a father. You then have 6, 7, 8, 9 kids. He admitted, I'm learning, and I always had to control things because there wasn't anybody around to teach me how to father, children or whatever. I can understand that, but in the same breath, fuck T.I. Okay, But I can also acknowledge that's true. We know many people who don't know how to be. We say some people shouldn't even have kids. You don't know what you're doing. We say all the time how people have kids and they have no idea how to love their children because they were not loved as kids. If all he knew was how to control things, he is now a father trying to control his kids. And how he's doing it isn't a good thing. I want y'all to watch Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith when he for the Father's Day special. And he brought up how his father raised him like a militant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was tough because that's how he was raised. And once he had kids, it was hard because each kid was different because how he was raised wasn't a good fit at times for how he had to raise his children. And where his older son Trey could take the hardness, Jaden couldn't as much. And then with Willow, she couldn't take it at all. So I think I watched that, and now I think because I watched that, I have a better understanding of we have to sometimes think about a person that's in a position that wasn't trained to do it, or what they know doesn't work, but they don't know no other way. So again, it doesn't mean he's off the hook or whatever, but I can understand what she meant by that, because I saw people saying what she mean. I'm like, what she meant was that nigga don't know no better. And he even said, I don't know, I thought I knew shit and I don't. And this was a teaching moment for me. We have to allow people to fuck up, realize they fucked up, and hope going forward they do better. Now, he does ask her, well, what's the proper way for me to get information about my child that I feel like I need, when I'm just trying to protect her genuinely. She said, you ask her, you believe what she tells you, because when you ask her and you don't believe her, and then you go to the doctor with her, the doctor said, well, yeah, her hymen's broken, and that does not mean she had sex, but you still think it does because you're foolish. You then call her a liar, and now she feel like her father don't trust her. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, so it was an aha moment. It was that or whatever. And he said, I realized I did not know as much as I thought I did, you know what I'm saying, due to my own ignorance. So I have to step back. You know what I'm saying? I now realized how inappropriate the conversation I had on the podcast was. He does he took more accountability with this conversation with Renika than he did on Red Table Talk. And all we can hope is that going forward, this conversation is how he moves forward. Where he said, I don't know everything, and I fucked up, and I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? And Dasia mom brings up, she feels like there's no trust in what she says, and that's not good or whatever. And and also, you wouldn't do that with your sons, would you? He's like, well, she's like, you wouldn't. Case closed, because he wouldn't. Because King fucking, he had no damn dick test. He then gives, he says, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm saying it was a teachable moment. And he does give a public apology to Dasia and say how it was a hard lesson he had to learn or whatever. I saw people saying how, he didn't apologize. I'm like, he did. If you watch to the very end, he did apologize. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a if I did. He like, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know this, you know what I'm saying, and it was my ignorance of these, or whatever. So it was a good aggravating episode. Tiny is an asshole. I'm still pissed at Tiny, and I still need T.I. to get his life, but I can acknowledge that he acknowledged that he fucked up, and that he thought he knew things he did not know, and that he was wrong in this situation, and he publicly apologized to his daughter the same way he publicly embarrassed her. So, that's all we can do for now. Anyway, I'm done. Love you all. Until next time, do not forget to like, to comment, to share, to follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. Peace.